Hi to everybody. We are here in building the history of Region 12 in Ashrae, and we are here with the chapter of South Brazil. We are here with Carlos and Bernardo. Hi, Carlos. Hi, Bernardo.
Hi.
I don't know if you can give us like a little introduction of yourself. What do you do? What do you study? And why are you in Ashrae?
Boss first.
No, Carlos, please go first.
Well, I'm Carlos. I'm not actually from the south of Brazil. I'm actually from the northeast of Brazil, which is quite far, like 3,000 kilometers. However, I live there now. I work there now, and it's more than an honor and a pleasure to be with these guys. They received me so well and so comfortably, and now I work for a factory there, and it's an honor to be here.
Okay, so I'm Bernardo Baldasso. I've been a Ashrae member for 6 years now, and I started as a member of Brazil chapter because we didn't have South Brazil yet. So I'm a mechanical engineer. I have 26 years, and I've been working in the area since I've joined Ashrae. So I've been student member, and now I'm the current president of the South Brazil chapter for this year of 2023/24.
Okay, thank you very much. Some of the questions that we are going to do is from the Ashrae chapter specifically. So, what are those actors that mark the beginning of the process of the creation of the chapter of South Brazil?
Sure. So South Brazil is very new. We are going for our fifth year now. So we're just done with our fourth. And as I remember, I was a member already, but a student member, so I wasn't very involved. But what happened was that we had around 400 members, something like that, in Brazil already. The chapter was growing very well and doing a good job. And then we had a lot of territorial space to cover, so it was hard for chairs and for the president to be everywhere and to represent everyone the best way possible. So Brazil decided to have another chapter inside the country, just as like US has so many. And so it was a long process that I didn't make, I wasn't part of it, but it was a long process that in the end, uh, South Brazil was formed, and they decided that our chapter would be representing the southest three states of Brazil. So it is Rio Grande do Sul, Santa Catarina, and Paraná. And then members from Brazil and members from Brazil, mostly from the south, but from the whole Brazil, signed that they agreed upon forming a new chapter in the country, and that's what that was the creation of the chapter during Febrava, that is a famous
Expo.
expo in Brazil. It's the largest in Latin America. We had a chapter dinner, a Brazil chapter dinner, where most of these important people signed approving the formation of South Brazil chapter, and this document was sent to Ashrae to approve.
So, this question you already answered. That is, in what year was the chapter recognized by Ashrae? You told us that the chapter has only 4 years.
Yes,
So, since 2017,
it was 2019.
19.
19, it is,
During the outbreak.
yes, so it started July 1st, 19.
Okay. Uh, like you, I don't know if you can talk about a little bit of the student branch. How many members do you have in this moment?
Mhm.
Uh, what are the activities that you are doing for the chapter?
Yeah, I just I just to add just some things of what Bernardo said, because in actually for those who don't know, the more chapters you have in one country is the best because you have more representation inside the association. So it's for example, Florida has like four chapters,
Six.
six chapters. Just one state of the U.S. have six chapters, and Brazil, who has that has 27 states, there are just two chapters. So you in the best world, there would have more chapters in the whole Brazil, or even in Colombia or Argentina, could be more chapters to represent better their affiliate people, you know. So it's like the reason it was done.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a great addition from Carlos because something we always try to add and make clarify even when we do events in Brazil, because for people that do not understand actually, or even for our sponsors,
Yeah,
it can be confusing to understand, oh, but Brazil, there is Brazil chapter and South Brazil
yeah,
chapter, because when you say Brazil chapter, the name, it you kind of think it is the whole country.
yeah,
So, oh, there is Brazil and South Brazil. So yes, there is, and we are very close, we are partners.
yeah.
So people may think it's a division, but as Carlos said, it is not. It is more possibility to represent Ashrae be represented locally and matter more.
Yeah.
So we still do a lot of things together. We have a sponsorship plan together. So the companies, when they enter the sponsorship plan, they are paying and sponsoring both chapters. So we are very close, very related, and like to do things together that will never change probably. So this is something that we always clarify in the starting of our events. We have different structures now, different presidents, different chairs, but all of them work together to do things together in Brazil.
But about the SBs,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, say about
No,
the
no.
all right, we have three SBs. They are quite active, yeah, uh, and the good job that the SBs have done. They show what is happening right now at the CRC. We are just like receiving lots of awards. Everybody that is here is considered as an YA, which is a young engineer, and uh, uh, everything. The students are the future of any profession. It doesn't have to be like air conditioning, but Ashray has this quite interesting structure to give to the students. I'm like a living proof of this because I'm just here right now speaking to you because I had an opportunity through the student branch operations. So the SBs in more general in a general view, it's like uh, it's build the whole structure to give to first attract the students to be part of the air conditioning market because as a mechanical engineer you could do a lot of other things. So actually first attracts you to this kind of market and then gives you the whole tools that you have to become a good professional. So our SBs, they do it. They have like they are in good universities. Uh, uh, Most of them are just like in the best university of the whole country. Uh, and I actually I wish I was a student member as of the south of Brazil because you know it's a quite good opportunity, and uh, and that's it. They are quite active. Uh, the SE, which is the person who rules the SBs, always have lots of. Maybe it is the person that works more in the whole chapter, as you said there in the meeting, and that's it.
Sure. And
About
about the
the
history. and the
The,
starting of the chapter. So coming back a little bit in the years, Brazil chapter, when it was one chapter only, was already very famous for its student activities. So we were very even famous worldwide for being one of the chapters that did the most activities in the whole world. So Brazil has been always incentivizing the student branches and students doing some activities. So when South Brazil chapter was formed, it wasn't different. We already had three student branches because they were from Brazil, and then geographically speaking, they went to, yeah, they became South Brazil chapter. So we had Porto Alegre student branch that was formed in 2017, and I was a very part of it. There was Florianopolis student branch in the state of Santa Catarina that is a little bit newer, and uh, the student branch of Curitiba that is in the state of Paraná. Those are younger, and I could enhance to you the name of Heitor Tremel, that he was the founder of the Porto Alegre student branch, and he was the one that had got me into Ashrae and is my mentor until now, but was very close to me when I was stepping up as president of the student branch, and he has been the president and he became student activities chair, and he helped founding the Florianopolis student branch as well and the Curitiba student branch too. So he was very active in as student activities chair, yet in Brazil chapter, but he was working in the South region. So he's one of our past presidents now of the chapter, and a lot of work has been done. So about number of members, Porto Alegre once had 40 members. I was the president at the time, and Heitor was helping me a lot at that time. And then Florianopolis and Curitiba started to grow very quickly. At that time, they started to doing events, but I can talk about this maybe later. But at the start of the chapter, our student branches were already active and information, those two. But Porto Alegre was one of the biggest in Brazil.
how many in total members are in South Brazil? You know
Now,
now.
now we have 68 members, not counting students, and then plus around 30 students. So 30 to 40 students. We have something around 110 members in total.
Okay. What has been the most significant contribution of Ashrae to your country?
Okay, so, and even if you let me, going back to the foundation of the chapter, I forgot to mention some of the important names. So now you know Heitor Tremel for the students was a very active guy and is until now. And then we had Bruno Martinez, that is one of our oldest members in time in Ashray. He he was the president of Brazil chapter when the South was created, and in the next year he became South Brazil chapter president. So he was president twice, but for different chapters, and he was the one of the guys who worked a lot for this foundation. There were a lot of Brazilian members as well, but to talk more about our chapter, there was also Paulo Presotto and Mario Alexandre that are they were presidents of Brazil chapter a long time ago, and now they are our counselors in South Brazil, and they are also helped a lot on this foundation of the chapter. So, and the question now is,
What are the most significant contributions of Ashrae in your country?
okay, so I think Carlos is one of the best things that happened, to talk about like his experience.
Well, yeah, thank you so much. I believe maybe the most important thing that the Ashrae does in the whole world, not only in Brazil or South Brazil, is to give opportunity to those who just want. You know, there are lots of people who actually who actually do not have like a orientation or knows what to do when finishes its degree, you know. So Ashray with the student branches, I believe it's the most important thing they do. But actually, not only this, right? Ashray a fount of good information like knowledge. So we right now are discussing about decarbonization. We are discussing about sustainability, and we were discussing about lots of things that are really important. So even in the standards of Brazil, Ashray is quite used as literature, you know, as a reference, and the good parents that the things should be done. It follows what Ashray usually recommends, and I believe these those are the two main points of Ashray. One is like giving the opportunity to those who want to work properly in HVAC systems and everything that is related. And the second is to give the market, is to give the people, the manufacturers, the installators, the designers, uh, a direction on how they should go, they should be doing something, you know. So it's like this.
Okay.
Yeah, and well, what I could say more than Carlos briefly said is that also actually in our country, we are a country that are starting to develop better technologies and better professionals and engineers. And well, even in US, it is hard nowadays to get people involved in HVAC and refrigeration in all its areas. And actually provides a lot of value to those who want to become a member. And technically, Ashray is preparing the professionals to become better, to know more solutions, applications, and technology in general. And Brazil needs more qualified people. So since I've been a member of Ashray and started to get involved, I heard a lot in every expo I went and events and talking to the old guys in our segment is that like I'm having problems with hiring new people. There's not enough qualified professionals in our segment. And what happens is that this person was in this company for 10 years and now he went to this company that is a competitor because there's no one else to hire. So people just to go around and they always told, oh, it's nice that you're here as students because we need fresh people joining our segment. And Ashray has been doing a lot,
Yeah.
even with the student branch, to attract students and show how beautiful the HVAC and refrigeration is, and that you can have opportunities. And if we get these people to become future professionals in our area, we will have better projects, better construction, and this moves society
Yeah.
towards sustainability, towards decarbonization. We need knowledge to get there, and
Mhm.
actually provides this and provides reasons for the
Yeah.
students to join the area.
This is actually a good point that he said. That is actually in Brazil, like objectively speaking, actually in Brazil is like feeding the market, the HVAC
HVAC.
systems market, because almost everyone who involves with the chapter after them is like the business and the owners discover us, so they want to work with us. And the last thing is that actually is not only technical, I mean like technical discussions like engineering itself, like machines. It also has diversity. It also has worries with how people are living, how people are discussing each other to avoid bad things in the whole society, you know. So actually, also it's a fount of these good discussions as well.
Okay. What are the most important activities carried out with or taken in your chapter?
So this is a very, could give you a lot of events. What happened is that we were born in 2019, and we all remember that in the start of 2020 we had COVID, and nobody expected that. So it was our first year as a chapter, and then everything became virtual. So it was a very great challenge
Yeah.
to work with everything online, and everything we have planned for the first year had to change. And when you have a new chapter, it is really important that you can get in touch with the people and do in-person events to get more people to know the chapter and get involved and get together and work and get them to join Ashrae. And then suddenly we couldn't do this anymore. We had to go all the way to the home office and online activities. I can say our past presidents were so great doing this change of plans. We shifted very quickly, and the chairs and the counselors were very providing good solutions for this. So we went all the way into virtual events. So what I can stress out as like a great example was uh, Heitor was our second president, and he developed our open chapter meetings. So we had monthly meetings that we have until now, and they are open to anyone to participate. If you remember, if you are not, if you're interested, or if you're from a company and wants to know what Ashray is doing, if your Carlos boss wants to see what we are doing in that month, he could attend to our virtual meeting.
Mhm.
So this was very an awesome idea, because we are able to get in touch with these people I told you we could not reach anymore.
Mhm.
And he also developed a way that the meeting would go, that every chair would have to report what they've done in the last month in 5 minutes, kind of. And that will get the chairs to
And
join the
but
meeting.
actually, Bernardo never gets it. He always says more than 5 minutes. You know.
As you can see. But so this got the chairs more involved in the meetings because they had to report. So every chair was always there. We always had more than 20 people attending, and we would get new members. So this was a very good solution. And we did then a lot of webinars and seminars, activities. We have always encouraged students. So I can say about Florianopolis student branch in their first or second year, they were one of the best student branches in the region. They've done more than 15 webinars in 1 year, and their reach was extensive, and getting non-members to watch our sessions.
Mhm.
There was one webinar where we had more than 200 people attending, and it was only students that were doing the event. So were some great activities. And then shifting back to nowadays, we just had our first year without any month in COVID, and Felipe, our past president, did an amazing job getting back, or finally getting to do in-person events.
Yeah.
And we got uh, a lot of events sold out. Our chapter dinner for the last year had 80 people attending, and during an expo that is Mercofrio, we also did a chapter dinner with 110 people, and that was the record for us for in-person attendance. And he has developed, and the CTTC and all the chairs have developed more 3 to 4 seminars that we have been running online for the third or fourth time. And now we have more events about more subjects, and a lot of those are being well seen by our region, our chapter, and the companies that are around us.
Uh, I believe one of the most important events is where the during the outbreak, during the COVID crisis, because both chapters, Brazil and Brazil and South Brazil, they did a lot of events during the outbreak, and air conditioned systems, everything that somehow deals with indoor air quality, are quite important during an outbreak. So the whole world realized it, and both chapters they did like translations of letters from Ashrae that.
Sorry, continúa, pero toca, porque ya se está descargando la batería. Entonces toca agilizar.
Bueno,
Qué pena.
Yeah, okay.
So
Faster, right?
a little bit.
Okay.
yeah, right. So it was quite important because both chapters translated COVID uh, uh, documents, letters that were important for people know how to behave or how to use the air conditioning systems. Myself, I was working in a hospital during that, and there was no reference in Brazil. No one knew the disease. No one knew how to treat it. There was no vaccine. There was no research. So Ashray was like one of the first to actually give some advices. And as long as there were many meetings, many webinars, it was quite useful to the whole society. So I believe this is one of the most important moments.
Okay. Bueno. One last question. We noticed today that the next CRC is going to be in Brazil. What are the expectations and the proposes for the next year in the two chapters, and what we can wait for the next year?
I believe I'm almost sure that as long as it will happen in Rio, uh, the first step you arrive there, they will have samba classes, so everyone can dance together and everyone can shake his body properly, just like the same rhythm. But besides the joke, I believe it's gonna be awesome. Uh, we will be actually able to show actually the real Brazil power, like participation. We will be able to show our white heads as one, not only the young one, you know. So I believe it's gonna be great. Brazil is nice. You will be able to see a little of our technology, and Rio is quite awesome place. It's beautiful. It's magic. So I have lots of good expectations to be there with you guys.
Yes.
Any plan?
So yeah, Rio is excellent. It's a very touristic place, and it fits. It has the Latin culture and the Brazilian culture very present, but at the same time, it has space for people that come abroad to have an opportunity to share a culture or to learn the culture. The food of Brazil is amazing. It fits everyone as well. It has a lot of options. So it's going to be an excellent event. And surely we will have a lot of members from South Brazil. As Carlos said, we always try to bring the fresh ones to learn
Yeah.
and what the CRC is. But we have members that have been participating for years. Me myself, I have attended 2 CRCs online because of the pandemic.
Mm.
It's my second in person, so there will be a lot of older members that have a lot to share for the next years.
Okay, okay, Bernardo, okay, Carlos, thank you very much. And remember, we are here in the CRC in Trinidad and Tobago.